Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Continuing with Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 18, text number 36. Sukham tva idanim trividham shinu me bharata rishabha abhyasad ramati yatra dukhantam cha nigacchati. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. O best of the Bharatas, now please hear from me about the three kinds of happiness by which the conditioned soul enjoys and by which he sometimes comes to the end of all distress. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmanitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, these few verses from 36 onwards till 49, we will see how Krishna explains to Arjuna the secret or the formula to achieve the highest perfection in life. Everybody likes to be, on the highest platform. But as human beings, it's important to understand that we need to come to the highest perfection stage of life because human life is a life of responsibility. All of us want to be happy. Some of us find happiness, but mostly it is temporary. So here Krishna is giving us knowledge about three kinds of happiness. I don't think we knew before that happiness can fall in different categories, but it is of three different kinds. The reason Arjuna has been given this knowledge is it's because Krishna wants to give this to us through Arjuna. Because he knows we all are spirit souls, we are eternally, parts of Krishna, and our nature is to be eternally happy. But because we are in this material world, conditioned, that is why we are not able to really taste the nectar of real happiness. All are trying to be happy again and again. In different forms, we are trying to be happy, but not realizing that material happiness is temporary. As long as we are conditioned in the sense our consciousness is not perfect, consciousness is not dedicated to the Supreme Lord, we are not spiritually inclined, we will continue to experience grief and distress. There'll be no relief from distress. Srila Prabhupada in his purport says that in this material world, we are chewing the chewed. Very important. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj explains the same point, chewing the chewed. We can understand that with the analogy of sugarcane. We all probably have had sugarcane juice one time of life. So I'm sure most of you probably saw how the sugarcane juice is, taken out from the sugarcane. The cane is pushed in through that machine, and then that cane is again made into double and again pushed in there, and then again pressed more, until there is not even a single drop of juice left in the cane. And then that is thrown in the garbage. Now, if a person picks up that squeezed out sugar cane from the garbage and tries to chew, will that person experience any taste? Will that person get any juice? None at all. Why? Because it's already squeezed out. All the juice is already out. So in this material world, we are chewing that which is already chewed. There is no juice left in it. You see, we've taken so many births. We've been born again and again and again. And in every life, what do? If we are human beings, We eat, sleep, mate, defend. If we are animals, we eat, sleep, mate, defend. We just keep on doing the same thing all over again in each birth. And still, we are in this cycle of birth and death. We haven't yet come out of it. But if we can understand the Bhagavad Gita and take on good association, associate with those who are spiritually minded, those who are interested in breaking the cycle of birth and death. You see, when we take that good association, then we will understand this material life is temporary and it is full of miseries. Sometimes people say, why do you say it's a place of misery? We don't say it. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Dukhalayam Ashashvatam, that this material world is full of miseries and it is temporary. It's there in the Bhagavad Gita, right? So here, if we take on good association, then we can become permanently happy. And here Krishna in this today's verse is going to continue now explaining happiness in different modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. So, what is happiness in the mode of goodness? It's important to know that, right? Because unless we know that, how will we try to achieve it? How will we try to achieve perfection in life? So, what is happiness and goodness? Krishna tells Arjuna that which is like poison in the beginning, but at the end it is like nectar, it's sweet. That is happiness in the mode of goodness. And the result is it awakens one to self realization. One starts understanding, who am I? Why am I suffering? Where should I go after this life? That is happiness in the mode of goodness. You see, to be self realized, to experience happiness in the mode of goodness, one need to follow certain rules and regulations. One need to control the mind, the senses. It's very difficult. That is why it's called poison. So if we follow rules and we control our mind and senses, it's difficult. So it's considered like poison. But what will be the end result? It's going to be sweet like nectar. Because then we will reach the transcendental stage and that will make us very happy. You see, in our lives we have noticed that we do have to perform certain austerities. I have heard some people say they have to reach office by 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning, which means they have to wake up at least 4 in the morning, and that's an austerity. You see, so austerity is essential, especially for human beings. So if we want happiness, at least in the mode of goodness, then these are certain rules that we need to follow. Now, interest in sense objects, you see, is there for conditioned people. Those who do not understand the purpose of human form of life, they are only interested in enjoying the senses. See? But if one practices bhakti yoga, that is called sadhana bhakti also. When one tries to perform devotional service like mantra meditation, chanting the holy names, following the rules, then there will automatically be control of mind and senses. See, the happiness that one gets from different sense objects may appear nectar. Oh, I like this. I like to see this. I like to hear that. I like to taste this. All that may appear nectar, but at the end, it will be like poison. That is happiness in the mode of passion. In the beginning, it's like nectar, but then the result is there is no control over mind and senses. You see, and that causes distress. And that Krishna says is always a cause of distress. So better is to avoid it. You see, turn away from poison because, excuse me, when we try to enjoy our senses, we get so entangled in it that we forget the goal of life. We forget what is the purpose of human life. And that enjoyment, it forces one to desire more and more. The desires increase incredibly. And then that forces us to come back into this material world. That's happiness in the mode of passion. Now, what about ignorance? That happiness which is blind to self realization. This is what Krishna says. Those who are deluded, those who are, very lazy, they are in illusion and they don't know what's right, what's wrong. Their happiness is in the mode of ignorance. Actually, that's not happiness, but they think that is happiness. Those who enjoy to sleep a lot, eat a lot, just be lazing around, no idea what is to be done, what is not to be done, living in illusion, right? So for them, there is no happiness in the beginning nor at the end. Though they may think I'm happy, but that is being in ignorance. So Krishna is telling to Arjuna that all beings, all living entities, all, he says, over here in this material world, he says, all living beings, demigods, all those in higher planetary systems, they all are under the influence of modes of material nature. Some are working in goodness, some in passion, some in ignorance. So they are all under the influence of the modes of material nature. The whole chapter 14 is about modes. Krishna gave us knowledge so we can understand. First of all, contemplate on which mode am I operating on? Am I in ignorance, passion, or goodness? Or am I operating on mixed modes, goodness and passion, passion and ignorance? What is it? But the best solution he gave towards the end of the chapter was to please transcend these three modes and come to the mode of pure goodness. Now, Krishna continues giving knowledge to Arjuna and he explains that there are four divisions. Four divisions. There is Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Brahmanas are learned people who have spiritual knowledge. Kshatriyas are the warriors, the soldiers. Vaishyas are the mercantile community, those who do business. And Shudras is the labor class. So all these classes, they are distinguished by qualities, not by birth. If I'm born in a Brahmana family, I do not automatically become a Brahmana. No, I have to qualify myself. I have to develop those qualities of a Brahmana, which is given in the Bhagavad Gita. You see, in fact, in this chapter itself, Krishna repeats the qualities of a Brahmana, a learned person. You see, Krishna says they are born of our own nature, based on the material modes under which we operate, you see. So what are the natural qualities of a Brahmana, the learned person? Peacefulness is very, very peaceful. Why? Because that person has understood the Bhagavad Gita, has understood the purpose of human form of life, and has been following the rules and regulations, performing austerity, and that leads to peacefulness. Self-control. Senses are under control. And also performs austerity of, speech, mind, body. Is pure. There is purity. This is a natural quality of a Brahmana. They are tolerant. They are honest. You see, they have knowledge and they are wise and they are religious. So these are the natural qualities. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Chatur Varnyam Mayashishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasaha. Vibhagasa means divided. How are these four classes divided? Based on guna and karma. They are based on the qualities and the work. This is how we distinguish them. You see? It's not just, as I was mentioning, especially in India, it's very common. If you're born in a Brahmana family, we think I'm a Brahmana. It doesn't matter what my activities are, what my state of consciousness is. No. It is based on our qualifications. Are we qualified to be a Brahmana, a learned person? Say my parents are doctors, and if I'm born in their family, it doesn't automatically make me a doctor. Can I just say, hey, I'm a doctor because my parents are doctors? No, I have to qualify. I have to go to school, college. I have to go to medical college and get the degree. I have to qualify. So also Brahmanas are based on their qualifications, the quality and the work they do. Now, these very, very natural qualities of Brahmana, Srila Prabhupada explains very nicely. He says, peacefulness. That means that person knows the formula for peace, which we learned in chapter 5. Bhokta Ram Yagna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwara Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam Gnatva Mam Shantim Richati. Shanti means peace. And Krishna gave the formula. He says, anyone who understands that Krishna, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the bhokta, I am the enjoyer. But in this material world, we think I am the enjoyer, right? No. Krishna says, I am the enjoyer. When one understands, I'm the Lord of all. It doesn't matter whether animals, birds, humans, demigods, anybody. He says, I am the Supreme Personality of God. When one understands that, not just theoretically, but practically also, then that person will attain peace. Self control comes from following the regulative principles. We have talked about these regulative principles so many times in our classes. The four regulative principles that one should follow to control the mind and senses. And that is no meat, fish, eggs, chicken, nothing, no onion, garlic also. No intoxication, tea or coffee, no illicit sex, and no gambling. So these are the four qualities that are essential if we want to build a spiritual house, if we want to lead a spiritual life, if we want to lead a life of spirituality. It's very, very important, right? So self-control comes by following regulative principles. See? And austerity of mind, speech, and body, we've already learned about. We'll learn more about it. Purity, how do we become pure? Very simple process by chanting the holy names of the Lord, because those powerful sound vibrations, they enter the heart and they purify it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then the other quality, natural quality of Brahmana is honesty. Right? That is austerity of speech, to be honest. Yet it has to be presented in a very pleasant way and make sure that it is beneficial to others so that it doesn't agitate the mind of others. That's austerity of speech. Knowledge, studying the scriptures thoroughly, understanding the Bhagavad Gita thoroughly. That is one of the qualities of a Brahmana. Wisdom. How does he become wise? By practicing. Practice what we preach, practice what we learn. Cultivate this knowledge and give this knowledge to others. This is how one person can become wise. Now, what are the natural qualities of Kshatriyas, right? The warriors, the fighters, the soldiers. Their natural quality is heroism, power, determination, courage, resourcefulness, generosity, leadership. These are the qualities of a soldier, a Kshatriya. What about Vaishyas, the business class? For them, it is farming, cow protection, doing business. These are their natural qualities. And the natural qualities of Shudras, the labor classes, to serve the other three classes. To serve Vaishyas, Kshatriyas, and Brahmanas. These are the natural qualities of Shudras. So Krishna is explaining to Arjuna how to perform our actions, how to perform them in such a way that it is actually karma yoga. It is connecting one to the Supreme Lord. You see, the first 6 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is described karma, how to perform our activities in a detached manner, not attached to the fruits of those activities. That's karma yoga. By worshipping the Supreme Lord, one can attain perfection. How? By performing prescribed duties. You see, many times people ask us, what is my prescribed duty? Well, it is the spiritual teacher, the spiritual master, the guru who sees the mentality, the situation, the circumstances of the disciple and gives them the prescribed duty. So, if we somehow or the other can keep Krishna in the center of all our activities, be conscious of Him, work for His pleasure in the right consciousness, then we can attain the highest perfection in life. See, how do we worship Krishna? By just performing our prescribed duties, offering our results to Him, thinking about Him. This is how we can achieve perfection. A very, very important point Krishna tells Arjuna is better to engage in one's own occupation, though imperfectly, rather than do someone else's, occupation perfectly. Say, for instance, I am a kshatriya, I'm a warrior, but instead of performing my own duty, I try to act like a brahmana, like a learned person. No. Whatever is our quality, whatever is the mode in which we are operating, that is how we need to perform our duty. You see, all the work that we do, every endeavor that we do, Krishna says it is covered by some fault. Just as fire is covered up by smoke. So there is smoke, there's fire inside, but we can't see it because there's so much smoke, right? Just like the fire is covered by smoke, then this is how even our work, our endeavors are sometimes covered by some fault. But Krishna says, don't give up your own work. Even if such work is full of fault, continue to do your prescribed duty. So the summary is, if by nature a brahmana, a learned person is, in that state of life, in that state of consciousness, then should do his own work as a brahmana. No need to do another person's work, like act like a shudra or act like a vaishya or a kshatriya, a warrior. No. And similarly, that's true for other classes. Now, if one is Shudra, a laborer, should not pretend to be a Brahmana, a learned person. That is why it's very, very important to have guidance from a bona fide spiritual teacher, so that that teacher can explain to us what is our state of consciousness. What are the modes in which we are operating? Are we in ignorance, passion, or goodness? Based on that, the spiritual master can guide us on our prescribed duties. But the summary of all these verses that Krishna is saying towards the end is, all work may have some faults. But when we offer our work to Krishna, when we go to our place of job or business or whatever it may be, if we are thinking about Krishna and wanting to offer our work to Krishna, to work for his pleasure, then Krishna says all the faults from the work will be cleansed away. There will be no more fault in our work. So see, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching us how to work properly. You see? So instead of renouncing the work and say, oh no, Krishna says there may be some fault in the work, so let me not work at all. No. We engage in work instead of renouncing. We offer the results. We work with detachment, not be attached to our work, neither renouncing it nor being attached to it. Offering it to Krishna. Engage in the work which is according to the mode that we have acquired. Now we can change our mode. If we are in ignorance, we can come to passion or goodness or pure goodness. But how? By good association. If we keep association of those people who are operating in the mode of goodness, then we will learn from them, and gradually we also can come to the mode of goodness. See, when we worship Krishna through our work, then that will elevate us in knowledge. You see? So it both goes side by side, theory and practical. We are hearing, now we want to put it into practice. So here Krishna is teaching us how to worship him through our work. You see? So person who is, following Bhagavad Gita has controlled the senses, is unattached, is not attached to material enjoyments, disregards material enjoyment. That person has reached the highest perfection in life. How? By practicing renunciation. Now, renunciation doesn't mean give up your family, your job, business, and all and go to the forest. No, that's not renunciation. Renunciation in consciousness. You see, giving up the desire to enjoy the fruits of our activities. That is what binds us in this material world, wanting to enjoy. You see, let me give you an example. Say I want to enjoy eating something very delicious. Instead of having that state of consciousness, I prepare, say today I want to eat pizza. So I prepare that at home. I offer it to Krishna. I prepare it for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. I offer it to him. And then afterwards, I partake of that sanctified, offered food, which is called prasadam. And I'm enjoying, right? I enjoy the pizza. So I am also enjoying, but the state of consciousness should be different, that I am making it for the Lord. I'm going to offer it to him, and then I am going to take that prasadam. So that enjoyment is still there, but now it is spiritualized. You see? So giving up the desire to enjoy the fruits of our actions will lead to bondage. So we need to practice that renunciation. Renounce the idea of enjoying. You see, two good examples Srila Prabhupada has given, that just like when we want the plant that is growing in my garden, that flower plant or whatever is growing, if I want the whole plant to be nourished, I will water the root of that plant. Once I offer water to the roots, the nourishment will go to the whole plant, the whole tree. Just like when I put food in the mouth, it goes to the stomach, it gives energy to the whole body. You see? So similarly, when we offer our fruits to the Supreme Lord Krishna, then we also get that enjoyment. It satisfies us also because it has satisfied Krishna. So when we give up the desire to enjoy results of our work, that is when gradually we will attain the highest perfection in life. So it's just a matter of following the Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving us knowledge about everything. He's given us the whole yoga ladder, like karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga, bhakti yoga, everything. He's just giving us everything, like the whole process of how to change our state of consciousness. Krishna is not telling Arjuna, don't fight, just go to the forest, go to the Himalayas and meditate. No, he's telling him, you are a kshatriya, you're a warrior, you're a soldier. Your duty is to fight. But do that for my satisfaction, for the satisfaction of Krishna. And when Arjuna understood and when he performed his actions, but giving up the results of his action to Krishna, he was victorious. He was self realized. He already was self realized, but he attained the state of pure goodness. So, if our goal is to achieve the highest perfection in life, especially as human beings, then best thing is to follow the Bhagavad Gita. When we follow the instructions given in the Bhagavad Gita, that is when we will really enjoy happiness in the mode of pure goodness, because we would have achieved the highest perfection. So this is what Krishna is explaining in the Bhagavad Gita about how we can change our state of consciousness. And it begins with mantra meditation by chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So I have covered till verse number 49. We'll start with 50, verse number 50 next Sunday. So I'm going to end now. And if anyone has any questions or comments, you are welcome to ask.